If you guys want the fastest way to improve your aim, get some Control Freaks for cheap. Use code GOBLIN for 10% off and improve your aim today. Link in the description. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. In today's video, similar to what I did with the SMGs, I'm going to be ranking these assault rifles, or basically the rifles in this game, and saying what are the top 3, the top 5, and the worst couple of assault rifles. So I'm basically going to be putting most of them in certain orders of how good these weapons are. Of course, I have quite a bit of experience with most of these weapons. I played with all of them, and rifles in this game are very, very strong. So I thought this was something that we could all talk about. If you guys could drop a like on this video, that would be awesome. Let's go ahead and go for 302 likes. That would be amazing if we could hit that. And of course, I want to say that, you know, everyone has different personal preferences, and I'm going to be talking about that. And if your guys' list is different than mine a little bit or a lot, it's all completely good. These are just my opinions, but I think that certain ones of these guns are just so strong that they have to be put near the top. So, hope you guys will enjoy this. Subscribe if you guys are new. Let's talk about it. Now, the top 3 rifles in this game, I think these ones are pretty much locked in for most people. I talked to a few of my other buddies that play this game and YouTubers and stuff like that, and these top 3 are sometimes put into different orders, but it's pretty much always the same top 3. Now, what I'm going to put them in is in the order for a public match. Now, guns like, for example, the FG42, probably one of the best guns in competitive, but in public matches, it's still really, really good, and it's going to be up there on my list, but it's not the number 1 because it's a completely different game from competitive to public match. So, start off with my number 1 here. Right now, in this meta, it's going to be the Volkssturmgewehr, aka the Volk. The fact is that they put out that DLC gun, and it fires faster than other guns. It has no recoil at all, decent sights, and it's just basically the rifle that you need. If you want, like, what the bar was before pre-patch bar, that's sort of what the Volk is right now in this game. The fact is, not everyone has that weapon because it's a DLC gun. There's certain other ways to unlock it through collections, other stuff like that, but that weapon is absolutely wicked once you get attachments on it, and I think that right now it is the number 1 rifle in the game, just for the fact that it is so damn strong. And I'll probably do a live, I have it on my account, I'm just trying to get more attachments on and stuff like that, but I'll probably do a live com with that or something, because that gun is very, very strong. That's why personally, for right now, I think this gun is going to get nerfed, but for right now, I would put it as my number 1. Coming in at number 2, I gotta go with the bar. The bar is one that's been nerfed countless times and is still just the go-to gun. If I spawn into a game and say it's on the forest or something like that, and I don't know what class setup to pick, and I see that bar red dot in my class setups, I'm getting tempted and I'm gonna click that and I'm gonna dominate because that gun is still really, really wicked. You have to run the grip with the bar now, extended mags, and the red dot, and that thing just shoots like a laser. It just has that good feel to it. Playing with the bar has that great feel to it, and the gun performs at such a high level. The fact is that if you don't like the bar anymore, make sure you're using it with grip, because without grip there is some recoil. With grip it still is a laser gun. That's why I would put that as my number 2. And then number 3, I would say the FG42. Now in competitive that could be number 1 or 2, but for public matches, the fact is it is a little bit slow. So it's great on your bigger maps, like your Gustav cannons, your stuff like that. But when you get up close, it is a little bit of a slow firing gun. Even though it kills in 3 shots pretty much every time, the fact that it fires slow in public matches can really get you hurt, because in competitive, everyone has their set job. So if a player has the FG42, his job in competitive is to sit back to, you know, finish people up who are hurt by nades, 1 to 2 shot them once they're already hurt by grenades, or have crossfire put into them. But in public match, you sort of are just doing your own thing. I still think the FG42 is super, super strong, and that's why it gets my number 3 slot here for public match assault rifles. Now, the next 2 is where it really comes down to personal preference, and I couldn't figure out which one to put ahead of these ones, because both of these guns are really, really good, and I really like both of them. Of course, so this is the STG-44 and the M1941. Now, the fact is that a lot of people here would say the STG is better. A lot of people would say the M19 is better. I feel like, in my opinion, I love the M19, but I feel like it's a hidden gem. I feel like it's really underrated, and it's a gun that really takes time to learn the recoil pattern, to really get adapted to before you can dominate. The STG, on the other hand, a lot of people would say this gun is better because it's a gun that you can pick up and first game, just slap a red dot on that thing, or you don't even need a red dot. Certain sites, at look better with it, and you can just destroy people with that gun. So I definitely think that these two, you could go either way with them. I'm not mad if people put the STG here, and it does kind of suck having to put these two guns, which I think are still great and overpowered, in the number 4 and 5 slots. But the fact is that top 3 is just so strong as well. Maybe you could take out the FG42 for competitive and slap in the STG right there, or maybe the M19. But I definitely think it really gets tough around this point. So for these ones for number 4 and 5, I'm going to leave it up to personal preference. And I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. I'm guessing most of you guys are going to say you guys prefer the STG over the M19. But it depends. A lot of people, the people that know about the M19, they know about it. I have a couple of friends that literally like would only use this gun when they play because they love this gun and know about it. And then I have some other friends that say, oh, that gun's trash, I'm not going to use that, too much recoil. So it all depends. Make sure you're using a grip when you use the M19. The STG is just another fast-firing laser gun, which is very, very strong. Both these guns are awesome, but I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below which one do you guys think is better between those two. Now, after that, there is 1 to 2 in the 6th and 7th slot. I think these last 4 are pretty much in a pretty easy order to put them in. Now, what I say for after all of the fully automatics, the best out of the semi-autos is going to be the M1 Garand. Now, this is another interesting one because it's a 2-shot to kill. However, it does have high recoil after that first shot. And the thing was, in competitive, a lot of people were saying this gun was overpowered as well for the fact that basically in competitive, grenades are flying, your communication skills are on point. So when enemies are hurt, you come in with the M1 Garand, boom, 1-shot kill. Of course, it can feel overpowered. However, in casual play or public match play, hitting that second shot can be sort of difficult. I think the M1 Garand is a great gun, and it sucks to have to put it so low, but just for the fact that all the automatics are probably better for public match play. But the M1 Garand is a gun like the M19. If you master it, you can be dominant with it, but when you first pick it up, and if you're used to just holding down the trigger with the laser gun bar and STG and stuff like that, you're going to, be pretty upset with how it performs right off the bat. It takes some time to get into, but I 100% think the M1 Garand is the best out of all of these semi-automatics. That's because it's a 2-shot kill, and the recoil, while it is high, it's straight up vertical and pretty predictable. Next one, I'm going to put the SVT because it's another one that kills in 2 shots and has fairly low recoil. This one, the M1 Garand, are similar. Some people might like the SVT better. The M1 Garand, I just feel like that one is better for me personally. I like slapping the red dot on that one, but the SVT, I don't know. It's pretty close between these two. I think they're both very good. I just had to put the M1 Garand higher because of how prevalent it was in competitive Call of Duty. About a month or so ago, it was like pros were putting in a lot of time with that, and I had to put that one higher because of that. Now, coming down to the last 2 guns, these guns kill in 3 shots, the Gewehr and the M1A1. I would probably put the Gewehr ahead of it because I think the iron sights are better on it, but both of these guns really do need buffs. I think that basically the trade-off is you can get a gun with recoil, M1 Garand or the SVT, which kills in 2 shots, semi-auto, or you get a gun with no recoil that kills in 3 shots. I'm going to take the gun that kills in 2 shots, because if you're using a gun that kills in 3 shots, why would you even bother using a semi-auto, right? You might as well, unless you're like a semi-auto fanatic or you have an amazing trigger finger, which even if you do, these guns are capped on them. So I think that these 2 guns need to be worked out a little bit. I'm not sure what they could do. Maybe make the fire rate cap a little bit less so you can get those 3 shots off really quick if you have a fast trigger finger. I think that's the best way to buff these guns. Because you can't really change the damage. I mean, they're set in as 3-shot kill guns, but those definitely, the Gewehr DLC weapon and the M1A1 are definitely the weakest guns out of the rifles so far. So that's what I would say in my order of the best rifles in this game. Basically, if you're using anything in that top 5, the Volk, the Bar, the FG42, the STG, and the M1941, any of those 5 guns, you're going to have huge success with. And that just shows the gun balance. And a lot of people would say gun balance is trash. People always say gun balance is trash. In certain categories it is. And snipers is bad. Shotguns is really bad. SMG is pretty good though. And assault rifle is pretty good. And that's because those are... competitive Call of Duty has huge influence in patches and buffs and nerfs. Think about the guns they use in competitive the most. Assault rifles and SMGs, and of course those are the guns that most people play with anyway, so those are the ones that they put the most time into patching, nerfing, and buffing. So I definitely think if you stick to any of those guns, you should do well. If you're looking for a gun that fires really fast, you got your Volk, your STG, and your M19. If you're looking for something that's more in the middle, you got the Bar, and more slower, you got the FG42. Now the Bar still fires pretty fast, but you know, that's more in the middle one. It's more of one that has pretty much no recoil with grip on it and is just a consistent gun there. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I definitely think that there's some debate here. Some people would say the STG is the best rifle. Some people would say the M19 is the best rifle. There's so many good guns in this game, and I think the gun balance on these rifles is pretty strong. The Volk probably will get some sort of a nerf, but other than that, the balance here is pretty good, and they've been working towards getting some good balance. So thanks for watching. Drop a like if you guys made it to the end. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sub for Cookie and Don't Looky, and I'm out. Peace. Have a great night, guys.